All right, hello everyone. Here we are back for another guide. Now, what I choose to do on this, really doesn't matter. These are very comparable clubs. I'm really not going to use a lot of topspin. Distance isn't really a premium on this hole. So the way that you're going to see me do this really doesn't matter, but I'd really like a little bit of that extra curl. So that is the one thing that is definitely going to kind of inspire me to do it this way, is to get that little bit of extra curl up. So I'll go away from the Thor hammer on this shot. So here I'm going to take my APOC. I'm going to use a plus 10%. It's kind of a lower target, and not to mention it's a tailwind. So I'm going to be launching it a little bit past the target. So I usually increase the adjustment because of that. But aside from that, let me get my ring adjustment in there. And what I'll use is about 2 backspin. You're going to see me kind of max this one out and land very close to here. Now, so you can see where I'm aiming, and you can see that it calls for a 6 ring adjustment. So you're going to see me go right around 6 rings. Now, what you're going to see me do is, put it over here. So make sure that you're not adding any power when you do this, or else you might run the risk of landing it too long. So here you can see kind of where I'm landing. It's just kind of where I want it. And, hopefully where I've been trying to leave it is kind of at min, I've been trying to leave it at min long iron distance. So you can see that, I gave myself a really good angle with where I came, and let's just see, distance-wise what I'm looking at. Now, I don't use much elevation on this next shot, so you won't see me do very much extra here. But let's take a look here. Let's take a look here, distance-wise, what we're looking at. Looks like I should be good to hopefully get it to my min distance. So, as I mentioned, you don't want to drive it any farther than this, because you're going to run the risk of, putting yourself in a tough situation here. Now, you can see with what I'm doing with my ball guide, maybe just offsetting it towards the right of the hole, making sure that it's easily getting towards the hole. Also, pay attention that I'm making sure that that ball guide is at least to the hole, and I'm kind of aggressive on the north end. Now, in terms of my ring adjustment, you can see that I'm going to play very close to this min ring number, which is going to be right around 6.2 rings here. So I ran out of time talking and playing around too much. It's not a big deal because I'm going to forfeit anyway, which I'm fine with that. I don't really want to rush my adjustment too much, so that way you guys can see, a very smooth, methodical ring adjustment. And it's not a big deal. I really didn't have to make that, so it's not a big deal. But I'll try to, perfect this adjustment, and obviously, be a little bit more thrifty on my next approach. But as I mentioned, just try to, play it about a ring short or so, and of that rough's edge. That'll give you 1 ring for tolerance. And if you ever, land long, then that means you did something wrong. So, just figure out what it is. That's how you're going to start to hone in on these elevation factors, is because, if I'm wrong, it'll land on the fairway or something. These are the things that you want to be thinking about when you're going through your round. But I already kind of know that this is, right at min club. And I also know that, my elevation 0 here is relatively precise. But this is, the way that I go about trying to figure it out. But you can see that I'm keeping it through the hole, a little bit past the hole. And, hopefully, with a good solid ring adjustment, you can give yourself a very good, methodical pull there, very centered. And right here, perfect ball. Hopefully land on that same surface. You can see it's a little bit short, so it might not roll out. It looked like it's not. So if anything, that might be just a little bit too much of an over adjustment, and maybe I should have just used, a little bit closer to the min value. Another thing that I can do is I can just do -5 just to kind of get that ring adjustment down. But you can see that it landed about a half ring short. So you can maybe try a -5%. I meant the forfeit. So I didn't get my bogey there. Not a big deal. Good luck with that fourth hole. I do think you will like that approach. You could see that I was very, very much towards the min club. So you want to make sure that you're never driving more than that. So if you have the potential to put on, 2.5 backspin just to be on the safe side, might be something worth considering. Good luck and catch you guys on the next one.